My name is Dr. James Dixon. I serve as the president of the Houston chapter of the NAACP, and I am honored to be here today. We're pleased to have the presence and participation of a plethora of leaders and organizations who will speak for themselves. The only statement being made on behalf of the NAACP would be my statement, along with the statement of my executive committee member, Reverend Dr. John Ogletree. All of the statements will represent the individuals and the organizations that they are leaders of. I am going to withhold my personal remarks momentarily as we swiftly move through the speakers. They will only have 1 minute per person to speak so that we can move through this orderly and respectfully. We are not here to be derogatory, demeaning, or demoralizing, but to speak on behalf of all children and all citizens here in our community. I'm honored at this time to present Representative John Rosenthal, who's a state representative of this area. He will speak for 1 minute or less, followed by County Judge Lena Hidalgo of Harris County. This time, Representative Rosenthal will come now.
Thank you very much, Bishop. I'm John Rosenthal, and I'm proud to represent House District 135 in the heart of this school district. And we're here for a reason. I'm so happy that all these people are here with us in solidarity for our kids, for our teachers, to call out racism when we see it. I just want to appreciate all of you, and we need to speak out when we see it. And that's why I'm here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Bishop Dixon. Thank you. I'm proud to stand with you, Bishop Dixon, and everybody here, especially the NAACP, everybody who is calling for Mr. Henry's resignation. Look, our teachers are facing a lot of challenges. Our parents are facing a lot of challenges. Our children are facing a lot of challenges with COVID, with the underinvestment in education, with so much going on. But the way to solve that is together. There are forces in this nation, there are forces in this county that seek to divide us at a time where we have to face these challenges together. And I'm proud as county judge to work with all of our school districts to support them with rapid tests, with broadbands, with laptops, with support, everything we can do to support these children in these communities. I am proud as Lena Hidalgo, as Cy-Fall's Eagle, who played on the tennis team, even if I wasn't very good, to represent this incredible community and respect for the teachers, administrators, and every student in their community. But what's happened now is this vestige of racism. I see it as county judge. I see it when people push back against our voting rights work, when folks push back against our criminal justice reform, when folks push back against our work to prioritize the communities left behind from flood control, the worst hit first. Inevitably, African American and Hispanic communities, when we fight for environmental justice, which is these African American and Hispanic communities that are having to face. That is the racism that goes unsaid. Now, what we saw the other night was the racism said out loud. And if we allow this kind of thing in a public forum by a public official that represents a school district, what are we allowing? And so today, I join these leaders, the NAACP, and so many before them that have fought racism, spoken and unspoken, in saying we call for Mr. Henry's resignation so we can move past the divisiveness, and get to work for our children. Thank you all so much for being here and for inviting me.
Thank you, Judge Hidalgo. Well stated. We're going to hear now from State Representative Jarvis Johnson. Following him will be Ms. Ann Williams, who is a board member in the ALEAF ISD. In fact, she is the president of that board. Representative Jarvis Johnson at this time.
Thank you, Bishop Dixon. And I stand in solidarity with NAACP, all the elected officials that are assembled today, all the pastors, the teachers, and the parents. Board Member Henry must resign. Yes. There is no place in this state, and certainly in school districts, where racism should be allowed. We have seen far too often where there's been so much division amongst political parties. But wrong is wrong. I myself, along with many of my other colleagues, have called wrong on our own colleagues when they have said something inappropriate or done something inappropriate. Yeah. I demand and I ask that all of my colleagues across the aisle do the same thing. We can't allow someone to say something as heinous, harmful, divisive, and disgusting as Henry said, and then to try to walk it back by saying his words are being misconstrued by a political faction. He himself said he's not political, but in his own bio of his Twitter account, he says he's political. You can't talk out of both sides of your mouth. And then lastly, as we have grown up, being young children in the school system, we were taught at a very early age to be honest, to own your own actions, to take responsibility for your own actions. If, in fact, Henry does not resign, what message are we sending to the children? That they no longer have to take accountability for their own actions. They no longer have to take accountability for the words that come out of their mouth. And they can simply say, my words were misconstrued or my actions were misconstrued. An example must be set across the board so that our children are not harmed. This is not the time to be political. This is not the time to draw a line. This is the time to embrace our children, to make sure the education system that we have put forth for them is as strong as it can be. Thank you.
That's right. We do have Ms. Ann Williams coming, and we want to recognize Representative Penny Shaw, who's here as well. Penny Morales Shaw. At this time, Ms. Ann Williams, I'll come back to you.
Good evening, everyone. It is a sad occasion that we have to be out here for this. My name is Ann Williams, and yes, I am board president of the ALEAF ISD, but I am also board president of the Texas Caucus of Black School Board Members. And we were saddened this morning to see such thing as this communication going forth. Because it's sad because, one, we are board members who are representing and making decisions about education. And when someone comes along and make these statements without a great thought, it's wonderful that they said that they looked at data. I don't think that they went to the classes yet because I think that they're brand new. So we will say to him, he needs more training. I'm sorry. And I want to say, as a mother of African-American sons and as a black educator, I am appalled by what was stated. And you know what? It is time out. I am in a building with students all day where we are telling students that they must be accountable for their actions. How do we tell children that, but we don't hold each other accountable? So I'm going to say that, yes, something must be done. And we cannot allow this kind of behavior to continue, which is why I think that it is greatly important that we have a representative of diversity at the table. This is why we fight for this. I also believe that this is why I went to a diverse community and represent that community, as well as intentions to represent this community as well. So I'm going to say, yes, we have a right to call it out today, and I'm going to say we will not apologize for what someone says who thinks that it is misconstrued. We cut it the right way, and I want you guys to hold firm on your beliefs. Thank you.
Thank you. We have, speaking for pastors here today, and the number of pastors, Pastor Decker, Dr. S.J. Gilbert II, and the plethora of pastors who are here. Reverend Dr. John Ogletree is from this community, former board member of the Cy-Fair ISD, who, had he been on this board, we probably would not have heard these comments. And at least would have heard a moral response to them had they been made. Let's receive at this time Reverend Dr. John Ogletree, followed by Harris County Commissioner Rodney Ellis.
Speak well.
Thank you, Bishop Dixon. Next Monday is Dr. Martin Luther King Day, and we celebrate the legacy that he left on civil rights. Board member Scott Henry reminds us of why Monday is essential to the welfare of America. Because Dr. King fought against such racism, and we stand here tonight in moral indignation as to what has taken place in the Cypress Fairbanks ISD school board for a board member to try to equate higher dropout rates to hiring more black teachers is appalling. It is insensitive racially, and it is ignorant. He and his supporters intend to be divisive, to be demeaning, and to be destructive to the progress of this district. This district has been on a course for diversity and inclusion, and his statements prove why equity in public education is necessary. It is because we need equity because the vestiges of racism still linger this day in 2022. Scott Henry thinks he represents only 22% of the student body. I want to tell him you represent 100%. You represent all 16,000 plus employees. Dr. Martin Luther King said our lives begin the day, will end the day we become silent about things that matter.
Amen. That's right.
So we're speaking today. We're speaking today because human dignity matters. Loving your neighbor as yourself matters. The Declaration of Independence and the Constitution matters. Justice matters. Truth matters. And our teachers matter. Scott Henry, while you're watching the ultra-right political pundits on TV and reading the demagoguery of the Heritage Foundation, I want you to know that black teachers, white teachers, Hispanic and Latino teachers, and Asian teachers are working on lesson plans for the next day. They are calling parents to discuss their child's educational needs. They are spending their own money to help educate children in the classrooms. They are attempting to squeeze in some time for their own children. And they are praying for the day that people like Scott Henry don't exist to try to corrupt public education.
Give it up.
My name is Rodney Ellis, and I'm a product of the Houston Independent School District. And I want you to know I had some good black teachers. And I had some good white teachers. I had some good Hispanic teachers. And I had good South Asian teachers. This county is larger than 26 states. And you have people here tonight from all parts of this county. In fact, I thought this press conference, Bishop Dixon, was at the NAACP. So I called Judge Hidalgo and said, I think I'll miss. And she said, don't you dare. I want you to know I'm so proud that our mayor has spoken out against this, Mayor Sylvester Turner, Judge Lena Hidalgo, school board members I've talked to from across this county. Not only were those comments racist, not only were they wrong, they were hurtful. And not just to people who look like me. It was an embarrassment to all of us. So I would respectfully ask Mr. Henry, as you celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday, you think about his speeches and you think about what's best for the little children that we leaders set an example for. We all say things that are wrong, but take responsibility for them. And lastly, I would challenge this great school district, and it is a great school district. Embrace the diversity that exists in Cy-Fair. Embrace it in every way, including with the dollars at the county, Bishop. We put forward to encourage you to set up programs so that minority and women-owned businesses can participate in the money you spend. You want the very same children that you teach in these schools to be able to build these schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Rodney Ellis. And yes, I am so honored, we are honored to have a plethora of leaders who are here today. And honestly, we're grateful for all of you. All of us could speak. We see Reagan Flowers from Houston Community College Board. Thank you for being here on today. We're grateful for all of you who are here. Robert Williams would push democracy forward. Dr. Candace Matthews, who's here as well. We are grateful for all. I'll be recognizing some others as we move on swiftly. Bishop Elihu Livingston, so many leaders who are in this crowd on today. At this time, Cesar Espinosa will come with FIEL, and we have a few more speakers, and we're not going to be long, but it's going to stay strong. Cesar. Yeah, got it.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. If they come for one of us, they come for all of us. And yes, and on Monday, Scott Henry said some very appalling things that I took personally. As a parent of a Cy-Fair ISD student and my nieces and nephews who attend Cy-Fair ISD, I've heard the stories of things being said in the classrooms or racist anecdotes happening with teachers against our students. And I, for one, who pay taxes in this district, who have our kids going here in this district, who deserve the same respect that anybody else deserves, will not stand for it. We will be here. Whether it's cold, whether it's hot, whether it's raining, rain or shine, thunder, lightning, whatever it is, until Scott Henry resigns. Not because of our ill will, but that's because that is what our Cy-Fair children deserve. We must band together in times of equity like this because we need to make our schools, our districts, and our counties more equitable, and this, ladies and gentlemen behind me, is how you do it. Showing up, speaking up, and not staying silent. To the Cy-Fair board members who stood silent, you stood on the side of oppression that day. So we are also keeping an eye on you because we will not take your silence lightly. Mi nombre es César Espinosa y como lo he dicho antes, si vienen por uno, vienen por todos. Y lo que dijeron el lunes el señor Scott Henry fue un insulto a toda la comunidad y a todos los estudiantes que son la mayoría de estudiantes en Cy-Fair. Como padre de un niño en Cy-Fair, que mi familia también paga taxas y lleva a su niño a Cy-Fair, demandamos que el señor Scott Henry deje su cargo y deje que la igualdad y la justicia para todos supere. So estamos aquí, and once again, in any situation, I will say the same thing to Bishop Dixon and to everybody who's here. If they come for one of us, they come for all of us.
Yes. Thank you, Cesar. State Representative Penny Morales-Shaw will come, followed by Otis Edguevaro from Harris County. We are so grateful to have all these leaders. Yes.
All right. Come on, man.
Thank you, Pastor Dixon. Penny Morales-Shaw, State District 148, and I learned about this just as recently as everyone here did. There has to be, we have to be here because there has to be zero tolerance, zero tolerance, and especially when a leader uses their platform to denigrate people and to denigrate this community and the work that teacher servants have done. We cannot stand by the side and be silent because we have to cut out this cancer early, because it will continue, as we've seen leaders in the past use this kind of divisive, offensive rhetoric, divide the communities, divide our missions, the progress that we make, and in our school districts especially. Let's talk about the real problems. Let's talk about all the funds that have been taken out of public education. Let's talk about teachers who don't get paid enough. Let's talk about the real issues, not targeting people who are doing their job, who are showing up every single day. Because and I won't take up a lot of time because we have a lot of important people here and we have to get inside. But as Cesar said, an offense against one of us is an offense against all of us, and is especially offensive to our children who are watching every move. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. We are grateful to have Cy-Fair Tahir, who's going to share with us after Mr. Otis Aguevaro.
Thank you so much, Bishop Dixon, for being here. You know, I'm a proud graduate of Langham Creek High School, 2010. I went to elementary school, I went to middle school, I went to high school here. Those comments that I'm not even going to mention his name made is not reflective of this community. I grew up here, the son of immigrants. There's a reason why we're here. There's a reason why black teachers matter. There's a reason why Latino teachers matter. There's a reason why Asian teachers matter. And we have a moral obligation. Damn the politics. We have a moral obligation to speak out when we see something is wrong. Desmond Tutu said, if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. History will not remember us of choosing the side of the oppressors. I'm telling you right here, we're going to fight. Cesar was right, everybody else who's here. Whether he resigns, whether he's removed by any means necessary, trust me, in 4 years, we will be back. In 4 years, we will be back. We're going to plot, we're going to mobilize, we're going to organize, we're going to strategize, we're going to kick his butt out of office. You can believe that. That's not a threat, that's a promise.
All right.
Thank you.
It's after here.
Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim, in the name of God, the most merciful, the most beneficial. Accountability, moral values, they don't know the party. You don't have to be a Democrat or Republican to take the right side. You don't have to be either from this party or that party to take the stand that you have to take. What are we teaching our kids? What are we teaching them by not taking accountability as the most important priority of anybody in the education system? The Muslim community stands hand in hand with all the communities of Houston. Look at Jones Road. I think Jones Road is the perfect example of the diversity that we find in the Houston area. You will find an Indian and Pakistani restaurant here. Down the road, you'll find the Pakistani consulate. You'll find all sorts of people from South Asia, from East Asia, from North Africa, from Middle East, right here in this school district. Scott Henry, you have only one choice, and that choice is to admit your mistake and to resign. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So grateful for so many people who are standing with us tonight. We're grateful for Brother Eugene from Brazoria County and others who are here. Good to see you, Eugene Howard. So many leaders who are here. Always blessed by Yolanda Smith, the executive director of our Houston branch. Give her a hand because she does so much work. And you'll hear from Dr. Gilbert. He'll close us in prayer after I've given my brief speech that's coming in just a moment. But I want you to hear from a teacher. Yes. A teacher who would be the object of the comments made by Mr. Scott Henry. Let's hear from her, Ms. Danielle Cockrell now.
Hello. I come to you wearing many hats. I'm first a proud mother of a Cy-Fair graduate. Started from the beginning to the end, and I would have had it no other way. I'm also a proud educator. I work among some of the most amazing teachers ever. We go in day after day and we fight for our children. We do what we need to do to take care of our children. And to come in and hear the comments that were said that I, a black teacher, am responsible for a high dropout rate, after I do what I need to do and then some to meet my students' needs, not only emotionally, spiritually, I meet them every which way that I can. And sometimes it comes in the form of a little food, a pat on the back. And then, only then, can I begin to teach my content. And so to hear that, to say that I'm the reason, it hurt. It hurt very, very much. And so, honestly, coming out, I'm a proud member of AFT. We went and we walked the block to inform people of this, the election. Many people did not know of the election. Many people did not go out and vote in this election. This is what happens when people do not make their voices heard at the ballot box. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Danielle, for representing the excellence in our classrooms that has been demeaned and demoralized by the comments that are being referenced today. I do want to say that comments have come in from across the nation. A statement from Rainbow Push via Candace Matthews. Reverend Jesse Jackson has sent a statement. Reverend Al Edwards, Al Sharpton of the National Action Network has sent a statement as well. Today, January 13, 2022, the Cypress Fairbanks ISD School District, ISD, finds itself at a crucial intersection. The decision must be made whether to make a right turn onto the path of equality, equity, and justice, or choose to continue on the course set by the demeaning remarks of Scott Henry. That road is a road that demeans, that denigrates, that demoralizes, and supports racist views and discriminatory practices and policies and inequity in governance. This challenge is also a challenge for Board President Tom Jackson and his colleagues. This board should immediately condemn the views of their colleague. Right. It is appalling that their colleague made statements like this and the board took no action. That's right. Secondly, it is challenging for the voters in Cypress Fairbanks District to express their disapproval and to call for Mr. Henry to resign. It is also a challenge to the business and faith leaders here in this community. The reality is this: all of us have a moral obligation to defend what's in the best interest of all of our children and all of our constituents and citizens. Finally, parents, families who pay taxes in this district, you have a responsibility. You should all unite to call for this board member to relinquish his seat because he does not fit the mindset of one worthy to represent all children and all employees in the Cypress Fairbanks Independent School District. Today, the Houston NAACP stands with our allies for justice. We have spent hours thinking through how is it that in 2022 we find ourselves having this conversation. How is it, after all of the years of marching, protesting, fighting, meeting, breaking bread, praying together, we still come to a moment like this, where the best among us are criticized and demeaned as the worst of us? When teachers, as has been stated, who labor to raise our students to make the entire community better, when those individuals who have earned their degrees, they become educational professionals. And here comes a board member elected by the public and gives the description equating them to being the problems with failure in education. How much ignorance is that? But I speak today with righteous indignation, and I say to Mr. Henry, it is evident that you've not done your research. It is evident that your ideas about school governance don't fit with the modern world. It is evident that you've been informed or misinformed by people who speak out of ignorance and lack of understanding. Do you not know that all of America has benefited from black teachers across the years? So let me close by giving you just a little bit of history lesson that some of your teachers and even your students may be able to help you with. Do you not know the name of Fanny Jackson Coppin, the first black principal in America? Do you not know the name of Booker T. Washington, an amazing black educator? Do you not know the name of George Washington Carver, a black teacher, a black educator? Do you not know the name of Mary McLeod Bethune? Do you not understand when you talk about black teachers, you're talking about American history? Do you not know the name of W.E.B. Du Bois was a black educator? Do you not know the name of Betty Shabazz, Mary Jane Collins? Do you not know that before Ron Dellums was a congressman, he was in a classroom teaching children as an educator? Do you not know Louis Henry Gates? Do you not know the names of black educators? And if that's not enough, Reverend John Henry Jack Yates founded Freedmanstown because learned to read and became an educator. Do you not know black educators have made all of America great? They didn't just teach black students, they taught white students, brown students, Asian students. I guarantee you, if you did your research, you would not be where you are without the power of black genius and intelligence. We've come today to tell you, never mislabel us out of your ignorant information. Do your research, and you will soon discover that American greatness owes its greatness to the rich diversity and brilliance in our community. Yes, our skin may be black, but genius has no color. Brilliance has no color. And today I tell you, my very own grandmother, Victoria Barnes, was an educator in HISD. And I'll tell you today, you talked about my grandmama when you talked about black teachers. You crossed the line. And so I say to you in love, repent and resign. Repent and resign. Repent and resign. Repent and resign. And after that, we forgive you, but you are not prepared to represent any of the students in a district as diverse as this. God bless you, and may God bless Cypress Fairbanks ISD.
Rodney has Caesar's son to come up a little bit.
Where is it? Right there behind.
You got it? Yes.
Yes.
So Mateo has a message for Scott Henry.
Say, please resign.
Please resign.
Louder.
Please resign.
He said, please resign.
Please resign.
At this time, I want to thank our county judge, Lynn Hidalgo, for being out tonight. Thank Representative Rosenthal, Representative Morales Shaw, Jarvis Johnson, all of our elected officials, Reagan Flowers. Thank you, Candace Matthews, Someone on the Wall, Commissioner Rodney Ellis, all these pastors who are here. Are there any questions from the press?
Wait, Pastor, real quick. I know cameras are rolling out here and cameras are rolling inside. My name is Nikki Cowart, and I'm the...
Oh, I was waiting for you. Okay, come on, Nikki Cowart.
Sorry.
Yes.
I'm the proud president of Cy-Fair American Federation of Teachers. We are tired, y'all. We are tired, and they expect me as the union president to be in front of the cameras, but it means so much to have all of you standing with us tonight. Running back and forth between both, like I said, cameras rolling all around, I got to hear a snippet of my good friend, Pastor Ogletree, make reference to us being on the eve of MLK Day. It is also not lost on me, another black leader. I want to quote Maya Angelou, who said, "When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Believe them the first time." Cy-Fair is a wonderful community. Like Judge Hidalgo, I'm a proud product of Cy-Fair. I chose to raise my 4 sons here. This is not indicative of Cy-Fair. The comments, the deplorable comments that were made. So again, thank you for being here and standing with us. We are Cy-Fair strong, we are union proud, and thank you for your prayers. We need them. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. So glad you made it back out to make your statement. Any questions from the press? Okay. That said, we will have our closing prayer asking God's blessings on this board, on this district. I understand that the board is considering rescinding the anti-racism resolution. No, we need to understand that was fought for by leaders in this district who understood the need for diversity and inclusion. We plan to have conversations with the board president, with the superintendent of the district, to make sure that they understand that we're not here against them, we're here for them as they do what's right on behalf of all children. And as Dr. King did say, the measure of a man cannot be determined by where he or she stands in the times of comfort and convenience, but by where he stands in times of controversy. This is our stand. It's courageous, but it's all in love. Dr. Sam Gilbert of the Houston Metropolitan Ministers Conference will give us our closing prayer, and may God bless us all again.